You know, a lot of people have been looking at this poll, a Suffolk University poll, because it might show the first hint of Donald Trump's support waning a little bit post that debate. Not a lot. He still leads. And in Iowa, it's all the more surprising because he's over neighbor Scott Walker of Wisconsin. But it is interesting who has moved up here. Carly Fiorina has moved up, and Jeb Bush is actually placing 7th in that list. But these things are moving targets, but they are revealing and where the biases might be going, and for that matter, whether Donald Trump is showing the first signs, albeit tentative signs, of slipping. Let's get to Ashley, and let's get to Connell and Dagen. Dagen, what do you make of all this?
In terms of the bombast that is working and the tell it like it is spirit of Donald Trump, it's kind of like when you go on a first date with somebody. You know, you want them to tell you, just tell me what I want to hear. Yeah, this goiter on my neck isn't distracting. But then after a while, you know, they're not telling you the truth. Or they're exaggerating. Or maybe not being frank with you.
I'm too afraid to ask what you meant.
But you know what I mean. There's something unsightly about me, and you're on a first date, even a goiter.
I'm still hung up on I see what you're saying.
Don't fall for it, Neil.
Yes.
But what are you guys saying?
I've worked with her long enough to know.
But that this could be a test, actually, that maybe it's still early. One of the things that revealed in this poll, if there were fewer people in the race, he's heard all the more.
27 polls between now and Friday. Things will change. But, you know,
26, but you're...
Okay. I think after a while, we all know that Donald Trump creates a lot of interest. He's saying what people are too frightened to say. He touches a nerve. After a while, I think it grows old. I really do. I think at some point people want more substance.
I don't think it will grow old. I know. Seriously,
you don't think so?
I'm not taking such. I just think this idea that it'll be like a shooting start. I don't think.
I don't know he's going to flame out, but I think he will start to lose a little ground.
I think both of you are right for a change, at least in your case, Sir Webster.
What about me and the goiter in the first date?
No, I'm ignoring that, and I will continue to do so. I don't think it'll grow old. It's just a question of what segment of the population it continues to resonate with. And
his supporters are passionate, Connell.
Right, but there's a ceiling on I still believe there's a ceiling on that support. I'm kind of with the data dorks on all of this, as I try to be with almost all of these issues. They've been writing articles now the last few days about how the probability of Trump getting the nomination is really low single digits, and that's the reason for it.
These are the same people who said that he would flame out real fast.
Right, that he will eventually. That he will eventually, because there's a ceiling. Oh, it's way too early, and we have a huge field of candidates.
And women are all too familiar with men whose mouths write checks that the rest of them can't cash.
Why does she keep going back to this?
Are we back to your first date?
No,
what happened? You have issues to address.
You don't have the time.
Someone's in pain.
Hey, you know what? If it's all about razzle dazzle, then Chris Christie would be leading because the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders would be the cabinet.
Do you think that things go in cycles? That a lot of the duller candidates, not to cast aspersions, are hoping that the guys built for comfort, the duller guys like me, shine after this, and that the nation turns to them.
Well, McCain and Romney were not exactly Mr. Las Vegas's, were they? They were dull city,
but
they
had
eventually
8 years, or will have had 8 years of a very media-friendly, savvy, charismatic president. Yeah. Would the world turn again, and the nation turn to a fellow like that?
I think the division's more between kind of establishment and non-establishment, and that Trump is taking that non-establishment vote right now because he is so loud. But, I mean, if it's Trump and it's Cruz, I guess, it's Carson.
Cruz is a big beneficiary.
No, I'm saying in the non-establishment, and maybe even Huckabee versus...
So you're calling Cruz a non-establishment, even though it's a Senate. But no, I agree with that.
And then Bush and Walker and Rubio and Kasich as the four on the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of like 40-40 on that, percentage-wise, in most of the polls. So that's kind of the fight, I think.
Can't be overlooked. The amount of focus that's been on Trump in every form of media has been so intense that the more attention you get, the higher that you're going to rate. And so it's
But do you think it's scaring even donors? I mean, you've heard about Rick Perry now. He is saying to his staff members, I can't pay you now. He's tweeting out there for support. He might get it. He might get, like, big money backers to come in, as John, McCain experienced. But that's relatively early in the race to be running out of dough, isn't it?
It is.
But his performance...
The super PAC will
there's
come
so
in.
many
His performance, it was the day after the debate.
His performance in that debate was not spectacular enough to keep the money coming in. Look at Carly Fiorina. She wasn't even on anyone's radar until that, and now,
what about
from all indications, her fundraising...
Scott Walker will put me to sleep. But having said that, he's so muted. Well, sometimes Connell, but not every time. But he does have a lot of
the
things.
royal family is hardly a sizzler.
I know. Who is this
compared
guy?
to Scott Walker, they are
really.
Yeah,
You would put
entertainers.
You would put Chuck over really
over Scott Walker?
Really?
Absolutely. My God, I'm like. I mean, he's
Are you a
very
citizen?
popular. I am indeed, sir.
That was a mistake. What do we do?
Let's get Trump on that.
Well, the royal family is only fascinating because you stare at them and think, what maketh thee?
Yes.
I don't often do that.
Now get control of this discussion. Aren't you the host of the show here?
We gotta go. Guys, thank you very, very much. All right, we have our chart of the day. Connell will love this one.
Oh, good.